My name is Ash Smith. I am new to YouTube. I've been teaching yoga for almost 2.5 years. Just a little bit under 2.5. It'll be 3 years in the summer of 2023. And I am just looking to reach more individuals and hopefully gain a new audience that I would love to share my yoga teachings with. So on that little intro, I'm going to do just a little kind of feeler of what I offer. I specialize in restorative yoga, which focuses on stretching. I've done a lot of focus on pain management, and I love creative sequencing for slow flow, vinyasa type style teachings for the most part. And every now and then I will be uploading some videos dedicated to helping people gain strength for hand balancing or balancing on your head, inversions, because I am very passionate about challenging yoga poses and humbling myself through that practice. So we'll also be focusing on that here too. So getting started, you can come onto your back. Roll slowly, not letting the low back plop down. And once we come down to the mat, let's begin to roll side to side, pressing your low back down into the floor. And then let's let our arms and legs go anywhere comfortable. I typically have to take my feet down to the mat first and then let them extend. It's easier on my low back. Beginning to let yourself sink down into the floor. Connection to your breath, noticing the cooling of the inhale and the warming of the exhale. As you also begin to notice the areas where your body makes contact with the floor, and also releasing muscle tension throughout the entire body, from the crown of the head all the way down to your toes, out to your fingertips as well. Letting yourself round down. Now let's begin to hug our knees in towards our chest, roll side to side again on our low back. And drop your knees over to your right side, arms come down to the floor. Use an inhale, come back up through center. Pull your right knee towards your chest, extend your left leg long out in front of you. Pulling this knee in here as we begin, feeling the connection from your thigh towards your stomach, and then beginning to now slowly guide the knee side to side. Slight hip opening here, keeping a little bit of muscle activation throughout the leg to protect the knee. And then open up that hip, keep it active. You should feel that stretch to the inner thigh. Let your left arm come down and away from you. You can close the eyes again here, come back to your breathing. Using the breath to help you relax through this stretch, especially if you have tight hips. Use an inhale, guide this knee over to the left side. As you also bring your left hand onto that knee, release your right arm down. Begin to pull this knee over to your left side, stacking the right hip on top of the left, keeping your right shoulder grounded. It might be easier to keep it grounded. You bend through your elbow for a cactus arm. And you can also look off to the right. Inhale, roll back onto your spine, pull both knees in, roll side to side here. And then we're gonna just drop your knees over to the left side now. Arms can come down to the floor, closing the eyes once again. Active through the inner thigh here, feeling that opening through the hip. And then guiding this knee through center as you also bring the right hand onto this knee, guiding it over to the right as you simultaneously bring that left arm out to the side. Once again, option to keep that arm straight or bending through the elbow for a cactus arm variation here. Just keeping that left shoulder grounded as you also look off to the left side. Finding a sense of bone stacking, your left hand on top of right. And inhale, roll back onto your spine, pull both knees in, roll side to side. And then let's begin to rock and roll along our spines here. Can do maybe a couple. And then we'll just come up to the seated position. As I face you all. And let's begin to close down the eyes for a moment. Roll the shoulders up and back for 3, 2, and last one. Exhale. Let those shoulder blades travel down the back as you begin to guide the chin in towards the chest and then open up through the neck as you guide the chin up towards the ceiling. Feeling a sense of heat building in the shoulders as you also pull those shoulder blades back. Opening here through the chest. And then you can come back to a neutral spine. Inhale, reach arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, side bend over to your right side. Reach your left arm up and over. Inhale, reach back up through center. Exhale, side bend over to your left. Reach your right arm up and over. Inhale, reaching back up. Let's do that one more time on each side. Exhale to the right. Inhale, rise. Exhale to the left. Inhale, rise. And exhale, fold over your cross-legged position here. Swimming the arms forward, maybe sinking down into a surrender here. Maybe kind of point each shoulder blade up towards the ceiling, feeling a little bit of opening through the back, shoulders. And then inhale to rise. We're going to come forward into a tabletop pose. So bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. Your knees underneath your hips. Find your neutral spine first, so tucking the tailbone. Looking forward, looking down towards the mat. Crown of the head pointing forward. Inhale, begin to drop the stomach. Roll out the tailbone as you inhale, go towards the ceiling. Exhale, round through the shoulders. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Press the tops of the feet down into the mat. Inhale, roll forward through the shoulders, roll out the tailbone. Exhale, press the floor away. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last round. And exhale, press that away. Inhale, come back to neutral spine. And maybe just Exhale, press back, really ground the ball of that right foot. Feel that stretch of the calf muscle. Inhale, press forward. Maybe lift off that leg. Exhale, ground it, press back on that heel. Inhale, press forward, maybe lift. Exhale down. And this time, let's open up to a supported side plank. So we're going to pivot on that left knee. Keep that left hand grounded. Reach your right arm through and up. Maybe lifting that right leg. Option to bend through the right knee. Reach back for that foot. Once you have contact with the foot, begin to press the hips forward, mostly the right hip, as you also begin to maybe open up through the chest here and let the neck relax. As you also press that foot into that right hand. Maybe look down towards the left hand here. Release. Let that leg go straight. Drop it down. Inhale, rise. Bring arms to each side. Okay, stop. Exhale to your right side. Inhale, rise. As we exhale, come down. Bring that right hand with you. Pivot back on that left knee so the right knee meets the left. Nice, take a round of cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale, press the floor away. Come back through neutral spine. Left leg comes back behind you. Inhale, press yourself forward to extend. Exhale back to stretch through that calf muscle here. Really grounding through the ball of the left foot. And exhale, press back. Option to rise with the inhales. Exhale with control, grounding through that left foot. One more round here before we move forward onto the next movement. Exhale, ground through that left foot. Inhale, rise. And we're going to pivot also on that right foot here, or on that right knee. Begin to lift that left arm up towards the ceiling plank, supported side plank. Option to bend through that left knee here. Once you have grip with the foot, begin to press the hips forward as you begin to open up through the chest, maybe open up through the neck, or look down towards the right hand. Extend. Exhale, come down, back to your tabletop. One more round, cat-cow. Drop the chest, roll out the tailbone. Exhale, round through the shoulders, tuck the tailbone. And then let's do some spinal legs. So, if you've never done them before, they feel amazing, and you should do them every day, especially if you have problems with your spine. But I'm not a doctor, nor am I a chiropractor, but I will say, it feels really good. So come down to a tabletop pose. We're gonna take our hands, one hand put forward. Yeah, so just a little extended tabletop. So ground down to the tops of your feet. Begin to press the shoulders up towards the ceiling. So this is the exhale, right? As we begin to take our hips forward. But first, let's begin to accentuate the bend in our spine with our inhale as we draw the hips back towards the ankles. Exhale, begin to round the shoulders, pressing your hips forward. So you're seeing that sort of spinal movement here. And inhale, come back. So if I go a little bit shorter, you can really see exhale, inhale, the spinal movement. But option to take this even longer. So with our exhale coming forward, you can take it all the way to an upward facing dog. Maybe taking the thighs off the mat. Drop the knees down as you inhale. You can take it back to a child's pose. Exhale. A little bit of time to explore here. And then if you want to try this condensed version, which I think feels amazing. Inhale. And exhale. Just kind of finding a little bit of wave movement here. You're going to feel your abs start to heat up. You're going to feel your back start to warm up. The thighs. A little bit of the stabilizing muscles. Let's begin to tuck our toes, set our hips up towards downward facing dog. I know everybody likes to take their own rituals here for a moment, I typically just like to find stillness and really focus on grounding my heels down to the mat. And no worries if your heels don't touch, that is completely normal. If you need to take a little bit of a wider stance here, take a moment. Some people like to pedal through one foot and then the other. Maybe lift one leg and then lift the other. It feels good for you. And let's come to a plank pose. Inhale, pull forward, tuck your tailbone, find a straight spine. Sorry. And exhale, as we press forward, lower down to our knees. Nice. Oh, sorry. Grounding here. Exhale. Now, you can either do this from the knees, like bent knees, or you can press up your plank. Come back to your down dog. Inhale, lift that right leg up and back. Option to bend through the knee. You can open up your hip here. Use an exhale, draw that knee in towards the chest. Really focusing on pressing that foot in towards the glute so we have space to drop the foot down on the mat. We're going to start by dropping down that left knee. Take an inhale to prepare here. Exhale and rise through crescent lunge. Or kneeling crescent lunge. And beginning to take our left arm back behind us. Reach your right arm up and back. Really lean into that left hip flexor here for support. And exhale, coming forward, landing on the left side of your right foot for lizard lunge. Maybe rolling out onto the blade of your right foot. Roll out the knee. Maybe guide this left foot in towards the glutes. You can reach back for that foot with the right hand. So once again, so you can see, kind of making space in my hips here, really leaning into that left hip flexor, then bending into that left knee. Reach, open up through the right shoulder, make contact, maybe pull back for space, and then pull back in to really enjoy and stretch a little bit deeper. Release with control here. Don't want to let that plop down. Bring that right foot back in between the hands. Inhale, rise back up. Bend through the elbows. Exhale, cactus arms. Slight back bend here. Maybe interlace fingers at the low back here as well. Press those shoulders back. Maybe lean more to that left hip flexor. Release. Exhale, frame the foot. Return back to your down dog. And let's take a vinyasa. Press forward here to our plank pose. Exhale, maybe through chaturanga or all the way down to the mat. Inhale, rise to your low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, use the core, return back to down dog. Right away, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bend through that knee, open up the hip. Take an inhale. Exhale, draw that knee towards the chest, really pull that foot in towards the glute so we have space to land that foot in between the hands at the tops of our mats. And then dropping down that right knee. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Begin to release that right arm back behind you as you reach the left arm up and back as well. Exhale, coming forward, landing the hands on the right side of the left foot. Bring that left foot out to the side, maybe scoot that right knee back. Taking a moment here in your lizard lunge. Maybe you want to roll onto the blade of that left foot. And once again here, beginning to bend through that right knee. As you open up through the left shoulder, reach back for that foot, making contact. Once you do, option to make a little bit of space. Stretch a little bit deeper here, maybe open up through the neck. Release with control. Bring that foot back in between the hands. As we inhale, rise. Exhale, cactus arms, really open up through the chest. Taking the hands back to the low back. And release. Press down, really open up through the front of the body here. And then let's come back. Exhale, frame the foot. Come back to your plank pose. We'll take a vinyasa right away. Press forward. And lower down to your chaturanga or all the way down to the mat. Inhale to your back bend of choice. Exhale, use the core, drive those hips up and back. Down dog. Walking the feet up towards the hands. Inhale, rise to a halfway raise. Neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands will meet lower for the heart. Nice, take an inhale. And an exhale. Take another inhale. And exhale. Nice. So, now, I think since we're a little warm, we're going to try a couple challenging poses. So, did a lot of hip work and some back bends. It's probably going to do dancer pose. So, we're going to start, I always start on my right foot, but yeah, someone faces here. So, yeah, let's start by bringing our left toes down to the mat. We're going to rest that left ankle on the right leg. And just taking a moment here to just kind of step into our balance. We're going to maybe try tree pose first, just so that way we can kind of get a little warmed up here in our standing balance postures. So, option to keep the foot here, bring it to the calf, or to bring it into the inner thigh of the right leg. And when you do that, pressing, so you can kind of see when I do this, I'm beginning to press this right hip out. And it's also allowing me to find a sense of stacking of my bones. Everything is in alignment here. You can bring your hands to the sides, heart center, maybe up, above. Taking a moment here to just find a sense of balance, focusing somewhere on something that's not moving. Point of focus. And release. And just bringing that knee into that hand for a moment here and release that back down. So we'll move to the balancing on the left leg. So let's begin to bring those toes down to the mat. Ankles on the leg. Option to bring it to the calf, or obviously starting here is a great point too. Or you can bring it up to the thigh. I always have to use my hand to help me bring it there. I think that's pretty normal for most people who do tree pose and bring the foot to the inner thigh. But beginning to now press that hip out. You can kind of see coming into alignment here. You can start with bringing the hands out to the sides, heart center, or all the way up towards the ceiling, which I prefer. It feels really, really, really nice in the shoulders. Finding a place of focus here. And I'm not being able to balance on the side. Love that. Another 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Okay, so let's move into dancer. One of my favorite poses, not gonna lie. So we're gonna face, I'm actually gonna face this way. So let's start with bringing our right, don't mind me, I'm getting used to this whole thing. Bring your right foot down, and we're gonna begin to press our left foot into our left hand. Take your right arm out in front of you, reaching up towards the ceiling. Let's begin to lean forward here as we begin to also press that foot into the hand. Leaning forward, but also being sure to keep in mind that there's a back bend happening here. So a sense of lifting in both the back and the glutes. And out. Take that foot back down to the mat. Shake it out. So do the other side. So grounding down through that left foot. Let's bring the right foot into the right hand here. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling, and we begin to lean forward as we press that foot into the hand. Maybe you want to keep your hand reaching up or lowering it down. Sometimes I typically lower it down, but I start by coming with my hand or bringing my hands up towards the ceiling. So really focusing on that back bend here too. As you reach up through the glutes and then release. Nice. Inhale, reach on top. Exhale, fold forward. Take a little bit of a wider stance between the feet. Reach for either elbow and sway back and forth. And then let's take the feet super wide and do a wide-legged forward fold. Option to stay raised. We're gonna take an inhale to a halfway raise first. So bend in neutral spine. Exhale from here. You can choose to sit in the palms or come down to the forearms, or even bring the head all the way down. Though I prefer to stay on my forearms here. And then let's inhale, rise back to our palms, and bring the feet in just a little bit here. And let's Skandasana. So bend into that right knee, and maybe keeping the hands down or keeping them at heart center. Leaning into that right side. Inhale, rise. Skandasana over to the left. Alright, starting to pull down, coming down to the mats here. So, let's come onto our right side. So we're going to lean onto our right forearm here. And we're going to bend into our right knee as we begin to draw this right foot into our right hand. Oh, I said bend to the right knee, I meant left knee, my bad, sorry. So this is the left knee right here. We're pulling our right foot in towards our right hand. So having a good grip here, begin to extend through the leg, finding a little bit of a really fun opening through the hips, especially if you're doing all that we did. Maybe extend that leg. But I prefer to keep that bend, honestly. And then let's just draw this foot towards the left hip. Seems a little weird, a little pretzel-y, but feel good. So cow face pose. Try to bring your feet in alignment here. Wrap your, oh, whoops. All right, wrap your hands around your feet and begin to inhale. Pull the shoulders back, straight spine. Grounding, inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. So now, let's come on to our other side. So just unpretzeling here, leaning onto the opposite forearm, bending into your right knee first, and then we're going to pull the left foot into the left hand as we begin to also extend this foot up towards the ceiling. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, guide this foot towards the right hip. Beautiful. Coming to cow face pose, a little less elegant on this side. Oh, this side hurts. Yeah, it hurts. Okay, a little less graceful on this side. So wrap your hands around your feet. Inhale. Pull the shoulders up and back. Finding some alignment here in the spine. And just trying to use the breath to enjoy the stretch a little more. This one can be a little hard to enjoy. All right, and let's begin to come forward here, out of this posture. So, now let's take our legs wide and pull ourselves forward. One of my favorite postures. Pull yourself forward here in this wide-legged straddle. Inhale, rise. Bending over to your right side, maybe reaching and bending a little deeper. Or some people prefer to bend this way, where you're actually, instead of opening up through this way, we're closing off the torso and folding directly in towards this right leg. So whatever you choose is perfect, and they have different benefits. It stretches more the obliques. This focuses really on stretching all the muscles in the back of the right leg. Inhale, rise. Bending to your opposite side. If you did both types of folds I just showed you over on the other side, do what you did on that side, on this side as well. Staying nice and even, making sure everything is a good balanced stretch. So since I came up here and did this, switching over, making sure you really have your alignment right here, and also actively pressing your ankles down into the floor, making sure we really stay balanced here on our hips. Inhale to rise. And let's come onto the mats here. Hands come down behind us. We're on our sitting bones. Drop your knees over to your right side and your left side. And then inhale, coming back for center. And let's lower back onto our backs here. Coming to our last pose, Shavasana. Hug your knees in towards your chest as you roll back. Starting with a full body stretch, extend your arms overhead and extend through the legs. And then exhale, let yourself release down to the mat. And begin to let go of your muscle tension. Noticing stillness of mind, noticing your heartbeat and your breath in and out, and beginning to let the breath slow down even more. you can begin to move your fingers and your toes, inviting some awareness back into your body. And slowly beginning to move through the neck, left and right. And drawing those knees in towards your chest. Coming either to your left or right side. Taking a moment here to thank yourself for practicing. Taking a little bit of time out of your day for yourself. And you're ready, just coming up to a seated position here. And we'll get cross-legged. You can find a soft gaze if that feels good. Close the eyes completely or keep them open. Bring the hands somewhere comfortable to start. Draw the shoulders up and back. Find a straight spine. Hold yourself with confidence, especially after doing some hip work, feeling into your breathing, finding some mindful movement, really honing in on that energy that you just spent really working on and building up and raising, which always feels good. Any time, any day of the week. Bring the hands to heart center. Just closing out our practice. You can keep the hands here, or you can bring them up to your forehead. From wherever you are, bow forward. Namaste. That helps open up your hips a little bit. Help reset your back a little bit of alignment work for the spine. And maybe raise your vibration a little bit, feel a little bit more awake, instead of having like another double shot of espresso like I'm thinking about. So, and there'll be more videos coming soon. I just kind of want to do a little intro, kind of put something out there. I prefer to maybe record on a day that it's sunny. So we've had a lot of overcast weather here in Milwaukee, which is where I live. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram as well, same username, and looking forward to offering more yoga on YouTube. So until next time. So